One of the last things then as I close up is many of you are aware that many of the different big city areas, San Francisco being the first, and then we're looking at San Diego, Los Angeles, and the Valley as well, to have food policies coming out of their urban areas and making sure that you drive a true concept that if you keep those dollars here, Michael Pollan, and I don't always agree with everything that Michael Pollan says, but the one thing I do agree with him absolutely is that for every consumer in this country, you've got a dollar in your hand, you can shape your food system based on the dollar purchase. I'm not really excited about someone telling me how to farm, someone telling me a prescriptive way of what they think is their best option to get a crop off when they've never done it. But I will say this, we can shape our food system very easily just by redirecting the dollars into the kind of things we want to see. And when you see the great energy that's going on in this convergence of time when we have food sheds, water sheds, and energy sheds that need to come together, because that's how we sustainably get into the future. That's what's exciting. So we'll continue to do these cultivation, if you will, cultivate seeds of change and try and get it right. We have a new farm bill coming up. There's going to be some great work that will have to go into that. We've already laid some good groundwork on that. There's the child reauthorization that takes place. The one thing this group, I will tell you, all of you in this room, one thing that you could do, that this state could do, this country could do very quickly, is realign all of its feeding programs, whether it's food stamps, WIC, school lunch programs, senior citizens programs, whether it's veterans hospitals, corrections. We have 22 feeding programs. 22 feeding programs in the state of California under 6 different agencies. None of them really work with agriculture very closely. Just a few of them kind of do. And the idea that you would change that and converge those in together or merge them or do some kind of a synthesis, if you will, would be great for us. Because out of that kind of a model can come the backbone of what would be a new farming ethic for especially the new young farmers that really do have to continue to carry this thing forward. And it's not just here in California, it's across the country, it's across the planet. So if we can get it right in California, that's the model we think, and many of us think very clearly, models of. It's not a duplicate, but the good things that we do are replicable all over a planet. So from that, the last thing I would like to say is I see a continued amount of divisiveness within agriculture where different segments like to seem to, for different reasons, for many different reasons, are political. A lot of it is pure economics. A lot of it is just purely philosophical. I see agriculture continue to divide itself and criticize each other, and it's kind of like the circled wagons and people are shooting at each other from inside. And I would just say that we can't afford to be divided. Agriculture, production on this planet, in this country, in this state, cannot afford to be divided at a time when we have enormous vulnerability to many, many different things. And it's an absurdity. It's a luxury to think that we can criticize each other. We need to be together, and there's plenty of room for everybody in the tent. So with that, again, I've got time for questions. And
So,
I can get down here then.
Yes, thank you. So, Mr. Secretary, thank you again for spending time with us and sharing your insights. You probably thought that we invited you to lunch, that it meant you'd actually get to eat lunch. Thank you for being so accommodating of our schedule. He has said that he is going to stay for some more time today, so we don't have time during the formal session for him to take questions, but he's more than willing to engage one-on-one with any of you that have questions about CDFA and any of the things that he talked about. There's an important scheduling change to the program that I need to bring to your attention. The small livestock production workshop that's listed in your conference program at 3 o'clock tomorrow in the 3 o'clock in the Rancho Santa Fe room has been moved to 9:15 a.m. tomorrow. The workshop that was listed for 9:15 a.m. tomorrow for the selection and cultivation of specialty and water conservation crops will be today at 3 p.m. in the Rancho Santa Fe 3 room. So due to a speaker conflict, we had to switch those two. Also, please remember to complete your evaluations in each workshop that you attend, to complete your conference evaluation before you go home. I have been asked by some of the speakers that if you're in the workshops to please put your cell phone onto silent, and if you're tweeting to please do so quietly and to be sure to spell their names correctly. One last announcement is that after the workshops today, but before the banquet, there is a brainstorming session on educational farms that will be in the Coronado Room. It is organized by Community Alliance with Family Farmers. All farm educators and others interested in the topic are invited to participate. So the workshops begin at 1:15. Until then, you know now how close the workshops are. You don't have to rush to get there. Enjoy the rest of your lunch, enjoy networking, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.